We are here with Christopher Newport, head coach Bill Roderick, along with student athletes Gabby San Diego and Sandra Fan after today's 72-56 Elite 8 win to advance to the Final Four. 30-0 on the season, coach, right now. Just your initial thoughts on today.
I tell you, it's not very often that I'm speechless, but I'm kind of speechless a little bit. I mean, this team just keep playing through. I mean, one injury after another, sophomores, freshmen playing that weren't playing early in the season, and people just having to step up, being man down is just, it really goes to our next woman up mentality. And just so proud, man, so proud of this team for staying together and persevering through this. So, yeah, Tufts is really good. Extremely well coached. Maggie Russell's the best player we've played against this year for sure. I just think just a great team win. And then the little floor general, man, she just took over and finished it. 12 for 13 from the free throw line. Only had one turnover. 32 points, 6 assists. That's insane. So just really happy for her. She's put a lot of time in to working on her craft, and to see it pay off. For Sandra to come back in her 5th year to do that, it just makes it really worth it with a great group of young ladies.
Gabby, I saw you in the gym earlier today. You said you were getting game ready. Just talk about what today means and how well you played today.
Just a lot of emotion for sure. I think, nerves were definitely starting to creep up a little bit, but I'm a big routines person, so just kind of doing the things that I've been doing since I've been playing in high school, so just stretching and doing all the yoga, rolling out, listening to my music, and just trying to play my game and be focused and come in locked in.
I think if Gabby led the team throughout the game, it was Sandra's big three-pointer that really turned the tide there late. Sonny, can you talk about what they were doing to get you earlier, and then maybe in the second half things opened up a little bit more for you?
Yeah, they were really taking away my three-pointer, and then when I tried to drive, early help side, and got into halftime locker room. Coach B and all the other coaches thought it was open, so in the second half I just really looked to shoot the ball, and they gave me a step and I shot it.
Coach, all season long it feels like that start of the third quarter, you guys come out of the locker room with a fire. Is it something you say every game, or is it just these guys, rallying out of the locker room?
I think we just know that first 5 minutes coming out is going to set the tone. We come out, one thing we say before we leave every time is, I say, what's the score? And they say 0-0. And we come out and we just try to set that tone right away. And we did. I think, the thing I told him is, it's not very often that you get an opportunity to play in front of an environment like this. The Tufts has done an unbelievable job hosting this. Can't thank them enough. The crowd was amazing. The students were amazing. And I think it just, you just feed off of that environment. And so, I think that just kind of played a big part in it.
Coach, Russell had, whatever it was, 32 and 20-something last night. Still got 18 points tonight, but can you talk a little bit about the job that Hannah Ortloff did on defense? Yeah,
Hannah, I think both Hannahs, Hannah Ortloff and Kaloy, did a great job. Our thing was, we knew she was going to get some, but for her to get 18, but to have to do it on 22 shots, 8 for 22, 0 for 5 from the arc, only shot 3 free throws and didn't get a single offensive board. That's a really good job, and I think the Hannahs did a great job making it tough on her, but I think everyone else did too. That was our game plan, to make other people beat us, and they, I'll tell you that the number 5 and 11, and they hit some tough pull-ups in the lane, and man, hats off to those guys. They hit some really tough shots, but our defense. Hannah Ortloff was, kind of forced into action with all the injuries, and I think she had a heck of a weekend defensively in the post. So.
Last night I asked you how the team was different with Anaya down. Now you had Katie down tonight. Talk about the adaptability of your team.
Yeah, it's definitely the next woman up mentality. I think it changes a little bit of maybe the plays we can run and kind of what we do there. Changes a little bit of what presses we use and stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. My heart breaks for those two because they're amazing seniors. They work so hard, but it's part of sports, and we just got to keep moving on. So yeah, I think we adapted a little bit our defense. We ran some different plays, but yeah, you just got to keep playing.
Sandra, you came back for your 5th year for this reason. I mean, last year in Sweet 16, you played your heart out and ended up with a loss. Can you talk about what it means to come back this year and this weekend and get out of it?
Absolutely everything. These girls work hard every week, and just couldn't be happier to come back with them and go to the Final Four this year.
Gabby, have you ever had a game like that offensively? I know you haven't. This is a career high, but
Yeah, honestly, no, this is my life high. So I don't really go into a game with the mentality change. I think I just try to let the game come to me. And she draws a lot of attention, as she should. So I think a lot of those shots and attacking moments just kind of end up with the ball in my hands. But just try to put in the work outside and always be ready for a moment like this. But definitely have not had a game like this.
I think too, we talked about, Gabby and I talked a little bit about it last night with watching Maggie Robbins before she got into foul trouble.
Right.
Really was able to break down their defense and score a lot. And so right off the bat, we kind of saw that a little bit in both her and I. She's like, Coach, I don't think they can guard me. And so we just kind of spread the floor a little bit and kind of let her have that. And they, to their credit, they stayed off, they stayed at home, and they challenged her to make shots. And she stepped up and did. And like I said, the free throw line, she was pretty mad yesterday with missing some of those free throws down the stretch. And she said to me, I got you today, Coach. And so 12 for 13, that's pretty amazing.
When did you know it in the game? I mean, Gabby started 3 of 4 in the first quarter. She had the fake handoff to Camille that was highlight reel type play. I mean, she looked good from the start.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just kind of had a feeling coming in, to be honest with you, and then it just kind of came to fruition a little bit, and we called her number a lot today, a lot more than we usually do.
Gabby, I don't think I've ever asked this. Normally, being short is a problem in basketball. For you, it seems like a strength because you're so low to the ground and you're so fast. When they bend over, they can't stop you. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've been the smallest on the court my entire life. Kind of knew that wasn't going to change, so I think my mentality has just always been, how can I control everything else? So, I don't know, taking everything else really seriously, getting stronger, getting faster, working on, my pull-up and my floater and finishing at the rim and stuff like that. But, I mean, I see it as an advantage, especially at this point in my career. But, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I think it puts a chip on my shoulder to just always be the hardest worker.
Last question for me. Can you talk a little bit about the family support? Someone from your family was encouraging Coach Pace to double you. They didn't listen.
I'm sure those were my brothers. The family support means a ton. I mean, I'm from Northern Virginia, so they drove up here, I think, at like 4 a.m. on Friday. And it definitely makes a difference just having that support out there. That was the first thing I wanted to do, just go run up and hug them. And I'm sure there's pictures of me crying everywhere. But I'm just really happy for them to also experience this as well.
One last thing, Coach and Sandra. Sandra asked me earlier if I thought any of the team knew that there was a net cutting opportunity and the trophy attached to this game, or if they were just too young or didn't, they don't know. So can you talk about what that means? Maybe did that help the mentality tonight, or is it just, hey, it's another game?
Yeah, so it's just one game at a time for us. I didn't want to put more pressure on the game, so I was like, I'll just keep it a secret. I knew all along what was on the line, but for the youngins, just to keep them under control and just less nervous, I didn't tell them.
I remember. I think it was Sandra and I maybe, but I had said to him that they do have that after, and she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, you're reaching champs, you go to the Final Four, but it's awesome. I mean, that's the second time this year that we've got a chance to cut down the nets against a team on their home court. That's pretty nice to do that. So all the credit goes to these guys and just the support of our fans and everything. So really, really appreciate them.
Coach, any final thoughts on today and this weekend?
Yeah, I think for me, I want to thank everybody who came out, all of our fans who drove up here, and I know some, tough weather and did that. The other thing I want to thank everybody here at Tufts. They really did a first class job in running everything. Everybody was professional. It was really good, and just thankful, just really, really thankful to be in this situation with some just unbelievable young women.
72-56 win here in the Elite Eight to move to the Final Four next weekend in Hartford, right back up here in New England, Coach. Safe travels home, and then, of course, safe travels back up here next weekend, and congratulations on the victory.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.